Hello and welcome back to the Fan Reaction Show. If you've been watching the watch along with me and Steve, you will know by now Liverpool again for the second week on the bounce have won 4-0 against opposition. This week it was Southampton, but the scoreline remained the same, keeping another clean sheet and smashing in 4 goals. It was an exciting game, to be fair, and I want to dive straight into your reaction. So we'll be live for the next probably about 10-15 minutes, so get them in over on Twitter and YouTube and I'll read out as many as I can. But let's dive into the YouTube chat first and see what's going on. Dan says, Fab, Hendo, Thiago, best midfield combination, with a big love heart in there as well. So we love to see that. Yeah, I think that combination worked well today for us. I think as fans, we just want to see that on a more consistent basis going forward. Comes back and says, Fab had an excellent game today. Brian Glow in the members chat as well says, Robbo, Thiago and Jota were all excellent today. 3 wins and 3 clean sheets on the bounce since the international break. Yeah, I think that's a really good point, that as well. The fact that we've just kept 3 clean sheets since the international break. It's something that we are going to start to need to do more of if we're expecting a title charge. We know how good Chelsea have been defensively so far this season. We've already leaked in quite a few goals. So tightening up that defence, I think, we'll probably touch on a few, standout performances from our defenders in these conversations into the instant match reaction, that kind of stuff. But I think there are signs to suggest we are heading back to our best in the defensive department. Finley Craig, welcome as a first team member, fella. Thank you for joining us. Plus 10 goals in 3 games. We are immense. No, we certainly are. We're playing with some real intensity at the moment, and we're being ruthless as well, which is absolutely amazing to see. It's been a while since we've just been scoring these many goals so consistently, and it doesn't look like we're going to slow down anytime soon. So I'm buzzing. I think all of the fans across the world are buzzing for us at the moment. Goals from all over the pitch. I know the final whistle, me and Steve touched on that as well. The amount of players that have been scoring goals for us this season, it really does make for good viewing. Hi guys, Errol, good to have you on the watch alongs. We always seem to win with you there. That's from Sabin. Yeah, I mean, at the minute it just seems like a bit of a coincidence, but I'm lucky in the sense that I get most of the home games when we do the watch alongs. So I always feel as though home games at the minute with this squad, we are almost guaranteed to kind of win anyway. You'd be expecting us to put out a good performance in Anfield. So long may that continue when I am in the host seat with Steve. Going over to Twitter then, and some of the comments there off the back of who's the shouts for the man of the match. It has to be Robertson, Mane, Jota. Even Alisson was massive in some moments, and that's Robert Mason there over on Twitter. Yeah, I think everyone you've just mentioned there really did have a really good performance today. It'll be interesting to see Steve's player rating show to see exactly who he picks on for the man of the match. But I think there's going to be some really high ratings in that as well. SS there says, Robertson came to claim his position, although that man needed the rest. Yeah, I think from a fan perspective, there's nothing wrong with being comfortable having 2 capable left backs. We want competition for places. I think that's always important. But the ability to be able to rely on someone like Costas when he can come in and know that he's going to deliver almost to the same level that Andy Robertson's able to do, it just shows that we've got phenomenal options in that department. On top of that, I think you are right in what you're saying in the fact that it's been a long time coming. Robertson's been a servant. He's ran himself into the ground for us at times. I think he was the player that had the most minutes on the pitch for us in the Prem last season. So it just goes to show how overly reliant we was on him last season. So this season, to be able to give him a little bit of respite, to make sure that he's fresh and he's got energy and he can come back and come back and just hit the ground running, that's exactly what we need. So I'm happy in that respect. Jurgens Teeth says, some of our defending has been woeful, but to be honest, a better side, this game ends 4-3. I mean, I could see why you'd say that. We did give up a few chances and there was some sloppy moments that were self-induced. We didn't do ourselves any favours in that respect. But what I would say is, I'd go back to that YouTube comment. We kept 3 clean sheets. We've played quote-unquote better sides. The Arsenal, meant to be a better side. Porto, Champions League, they are in that competition year in, year out. Whether we pace them year in, year out is besides the point. They're in there or thereabouts anyway. So even these better sides, they still haven't been able to get through us and break us down. Now, that's not to say that we won't get unstuck again at some point, but at the moment, all we can keep doing is building on these clean sheets, and I'm just going to take the positives away from it, if I'm being completely honest. But I understand your comments. Don't have echo chambers over on this side, so definitely fair enough, mate. If that's what you think, that is absolutely fine. Linda there says, attacking Robbo is back, and clips it with a little gif of him and Trent there. Looks like they're in the Grease dance, so there's a dance off there going on. Yeah, I love that. I know it is. It's just great to see both fullbacks getting assists for the day as well. So they'll both be made up. Maybe they can ignite that little bit of rivalry they had from a couple of seasons ago, where they're in competition. At the moment, Trent is far clearer, and I think he'll probably beat all of the fullbacks this season for the assists, as he tends to do most seasons. But Robertson, it is good that he was able to chip in again today. United States of Scouse comments and says, Virgil looks like his pre-injury self. Thiago and Ox as well. Diego always having an eye for the net. Canate is going to be some player, encouraging signs, and up the mighty Reds. Yes, indeed. Love to see that. I think he's made some really good points there. I think we kind of made that observation in the watch along, that when strikers aren't looking to dribble or try and take the ball past Van Dijk, or they're not willing to run at him, and they want to try and play around them, it's a clear sign that even players are onto the fact that he's getting back to his pre-injury levels, and we know he was the world's best defender. I still think he is. I know form, again, can go up and down, and he's probably been trying to ride that wave and that crest towards an upwards trajectory in terms of getting back to his best, but he definitely seems to be on the cusp of it at the moment. If he can keep this up, especially over this heavy Christmas period, there is no doubt that we go into the new year a much stronger side for it. Rome Voice, he gets in on the Twitter as well and says, Virgil van Dijk. That's the tweet. Thank you and good night. Do I need to say any more? I think he's just said it all for me there, perfectly there as well. He encapsulated everything that we was wanting to say. But if we head back over to the YouTube comments, then he seemed to have blew up as well. So that's good to see. So, Sabin comes back and says, great performance by the lads, happy about life, can go ahead and have a great weekend now. Yes, that's probably one of the pluses from this game as well. We've played before any of our rivals have had a chance to really kick the ball this weekend. So now all we have to do is enjoy our weekend, enjoy Saturday night, have a drink, go and do whatever it is that you do, let your hair down, and then Sunday, kick back, get the roast on, get the dinners out, just sit and chill and watch all the other games unfold, knowing that our work is done and the pressure is now applied to the other teams that are chasing down a title challenge. Go G Speedy says, fantastic performance. Robbo clearly had a point to prove. Looked like he was going to create something every time he went forward. Got to keep this up, and you never walk alone. Yeah, I think Steve mentioned it, and it was again that 3 at the back, and obviously trying to play with the wing backs. It can either be a good thing or it can be a hindrance to the way you play when you're playing us. I don't think trying to do that at Anfield really suited Southampton today. It did leave so much space available for Robbo to exploit, and time again, he was really looking to do that. And it was great to see that he had that confidence to pick out passes, to drive past people, to make those, he was underlapping man-air points, and that's where the first goal comes from. So I think it was a really good, well-rounded performance from Andy Robertson. Jolie family says, banging result, boss goals, but so many chances missed and few close shaves following defensive blunders. So still a wee bit nervous for when we've got to play the likes of City and Chelsea away. Yeah, but we've still got time to iron out all of those little creases in our game still. And to be honest, we're only ever going to come up against City and Chelsea again, twice this season. It's the other games that we need to close out. We can be forgiven for not being able to put City and Chelsea to the sword because they can beat anybody on their day. It's the teams where, we let ourselves down against West Ham, the Brightons, the Brentfords, that as this level of club and this level of squad we would be expecting to beat. It's the mistakes that we want to iron out for when we play them. So, we take care of the other 18 teams in and around the league. We should be fine, I think. Veronica says, I live in Southampton. My neighbours are not happy as they support the Saints. But I take it you support Liverpool, Veronica, and you've got sense, my girl. So, yes, I take it you're very happy and you're probably screaming down the gaff on at least 4 occasions and probably shouting in frustration that we missed a few opportunities as well. Yeah, chat just talking in between themselves as well. But Ashley Thrum says, Canate does some fantastic defending at times, but I find myself looking at him defending and think he just looks like a lost toddler searching for his dad. I mean, he's going to learn a lot playing next to Virgil van Dijk. There's still definitely areas of his game where there can be vast improvements, but I think, he's quite strong, he's physical, he's quick, and he doesn't shy away from his tackles, and he gets involved. So from that perspective, he's got a high ceiling. It's just nurturing him to get to that point. But yeah, don't be too nervous. It's all good. We won 4-0 again today. So yeah, hopefully, yeah, she comes back. Hopefully that gets better. Makes me feel a little bit nervous. Yeah, understandably, but it will. All good things will get better for us, no doubt about it. And again, as I say, it's just an amazing addition to the squad. Gives us more depth, gives us more options, and obviously gives the opportunity for other players to get rested where they need to be, so we don't have too much burnout. So I think that's a massive, massive coup for us. And then finally, but onwards and upwards, there's from Jolia family again, basically saying just a couple her comments earlier on, basically about the defensive blunders. See, everyone wants to end with the positive. I think that's what we really need to take away from this game anyway. There are far more positives than negatives. Liverpool, again, for the second Saturday on the bounce, have won another game at Anfield 4-0. It feels good to be a Red right now. And I'm so glad that you tuned in to watch your fan reactions. So thank you again. And be sure, if you want to check out the instant match reaction, we will be going live in about 35, nearly 40 minutes time. Me and Steve will be over on the Red Men Plus. So make sure, if you haven't signed up for that already, go and sign up now. And if you do just want to stick around and watch the instant match reaction, you can type in promo code instant, and that will give you access for today's show. So please go over there, follow it. We'll be going in depth about everybody's performances off the back of Steve's player rating show. We'll find out who your man of the match was as well. There's still plenty to look forward to. Again, I know that Redmen have got a host of shows coming over Christmas, so keep your eyes peeled, and we'll be back again soon. Ta-da.
Everyone, thanks so much for watching. If you want more from us, then please do consider joining Red Men Plus, our Liverpool streaming service, with extra shows, bonus features, interviews, and incredible documentaries like Netflix for Liverpool fans. We've got the club captain and the club legend here. If you join as a club legend, you get your name in this wonderful list here. Look at them wonderful legends. Anyway, Red Men Plus on the redmentv.com. Join up.